We got to start in Detroit. We talked about it earlier in the show. I think after the playoffs, Detroit should have made a coaching change. They announced that Jim Caldwell is coming back. Are you surprised Caldwell is safe?
You know, I thought that the young GM there, Bob Quinn, who, let's face it, contemplated a coaching change a year ago, had the wherewithal to make a coaching change a year ago, decided to, after meeting with Caldwell, stick with him. He didn't want to come in with blood on his hands, didn't want to come in and muddy the waters. But this is a team that very well could end its season on 4 straight losses. And having fallen from the inside track at the 2 seed to, being whacked in the first round, if that's how it goes in Seattle, I would have let it play out. But there was a lot of trepidation, a lot of concern in that organization. The front office side and the coaching side, I heard from several people in that building over the weekend who were worried what's going to happen if we don't get in, what's going to happen if we get back our way in and then lose in the first round of the playoffs. Quinn's obviously put that aside now and said, nothing to see here. I just wonder if, 11 months from now, he's sitting there and Josh McDaniels is the head coach here and Matt Patricia's the head coach somewhere else, and those are 2 guys he knows very well from New England, and he's going ahead and looking for a head coach. Now, maybe it just ends up being Jim Bob Cooter or Terrell Austin, somebody who's already on his staff, if they're still there a year from now. But, yeah, a little surprised.
There's going to be a lot of regrets if you're Bob Quinn. I'm totally with you, Jay. I think it's a mistake. Now, what's the latest on Sean Payton? He said on his radio show he plans to honor his contract with the Saints, and I heard that, and I laughed, and I laughed, and I laughed some more. Yeah. What are you hearing with regards to Sean Payton, what's going on inside the organization? And if there's a trade, what would the compensation be?
Well, I mean, I can tell you there's mutual admiration between him and the Rams. He has been open to a trade, as I've been reporting for 3 weeks now. The Saints have been open for a trade, as I've been reporting for 3 weeks now. And the Rams are at least exploring this option. Now, the Rams are about, it feels like 500 names on their interview. Are they interviewing you for this job, Adam? I'm kind of a little hurt that Kevin Demoff hasn't reached out and asked to talk to me. They want to talk to everybody. But as this is going on, yeah, there's still an opportunity to complete a trade. What do I think the compensation would be? A 3rd-round pick, maybe a 4th-round pick. We'll have to see if they're willing to truly go the route that they look like they're doing with Plan B, with interviewing a lot of guys, most of whom have little to no NFL head coaching experience and, frankly, won't move the meter in L.A. at all. So, no, I would not say it's a slam dunk. Look, Sean Payton can easily say, I'm just a cog in all this. I have a contract with the Saints. I have every intention of coaching the Saints. If my agent and people close to me and another team and Mickey Loomis happen to work something out, well, then if they move my contract, they move my contract. But I'm just here in New Orleans doing my thing.
Let the record show hosting Time to Shine is a much better job than coaching the L.A. Rams. Is Chuck Pagano safe, Jay?
It's a good question. I was just texting people in that building before we went on air. Nobody knows. Jim Irsay has not given any grand proclamations to either of those 2 principals, Chuck Pagano or the GM, Ryan Grigson. He hasn't passed around any internal emails. He does his own thing. So the longer this goes without him making any sort of statement, the more some people in that building are saying maybe he does have a trick up his sleeve, and if he's able to accomplish A, B, or C, then maybe he makes the move, and if he doesn't, maybe he sticks with those guys. At some point, they've got to send out season ticket renewals here. The business side of the building is going to need to know, what are we selling and marketing for next year? Are we in it with these 2 guys again, or are we going in a different direction? But again, he's a night owl. He kind of does his own thing. If he sent out some cryptic tweet, at 12 midnight and over the next couple days, it wouldn't shock people in that building. They're hoping that the longer this goes on without an announcement means he probably isn't doing anything, but everybody in that facility is just reading tea leaves for right now.
I would think if that job opens up, any coaching candidate would want to coach Andrew Luck, right?
Go to the head of the class. Yeah, he would have, anybody, whoever the it guys are right now, Josh McDaniels, Kyle Shanahan, Vance Joseph, these guys making 4 or 5, 3, 4, 5 interviews. Yeah, who wouldn't want to listen on Indianapolis?